Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Right, so first of all, before we even get started, I know right now my hair's a mess, like a whole bird nest or some bush on my head. Crazy, right? But other than that, how do we articulate our communication skills? Huh? Sounds so cringy. Ugh. But yeah, articulating your speech is actually much easier than you think. So I went from talking like an absolute monkey, stuttering like crazy. Now again, I still stutter. You have to also understand that making mistakes, stuttering and wrong wording or whatever, right? Making grammatical errors, like all of that is human. You gotta understand that all that's human, right? Making mistakes is human. It's the most human thing ever. Making mistakes, right? So even if you watch a bunch of videos on how to like speak better, how to improve your communication, and you're like, oh, but I'm still stuttering. And my voice is not coming out the way that I want to. You gotta realize that even experts stutter. Even experts use filler words. Even experts have awkward silences, right? They just have more experience to know how to combat that situation. You know what I mean? But yeah, without just to let you know that warning, right? Just to make sure you know you're okay and everything. Because I also found myself like that too when I started on learning how to be a proper communicator and to communicate my words more effectively. I kind of overanalyze shit. I was like, why do I keep stuttering here and there, awkward silences, saying the wrong thing at the wrong time, all that shit. That's human. That's very normal. You are going to have cringy moments. You are going to have awkward moments. You are going to have terrible moments, right? Especially when it comes to communication. But I just want you to know that that's a very human thing. It's a very normal thing, right? Very normal, very very normal, right? So other than that, when it comes to articulating your speech, right, on how to communicate better, first of all, have a deep understanding of what it is you're going to talk about. So like for me, for example, I haven't really started. I haven't even started this whole 2 minutes and 41 seconds. I haven't even started. I probably will stutter later on the video, maybe not, I'm not sure. But the thing is, I have to have a deep understanding of what it is I'm going to talk about. I know before I even made this video, before I even decided to press record, you see, just like that, that's fine, it's normal, right? You just want to, it's just, you want to lower the odds of making a error when it comes to communication, right? That's basically all it is. You're lowering the chances of you saying like or stuttering like crazy. You are not getting rid of it permanently because, come on, bro, that's like perfection. That shit not even real, right? I even know why my voice sounds so girly and light today. Probably not drinking enough water, but yeah. So the step one, have a deep understanding. Now again, like I was saying, before I even press record on this phone, I was gathering my thoughts and my ideas and trying to make sure that I have everything I need to before I start talking about what it is I'm going to talk about, right? Because let's say you're going in a conversation and they start talking about, well, most of my friends just talk about cars, right? Let's say I go in a conversation with cars. I don't know one thing about cars. This is like before, right? I have a little car knowledge after, but before, you're gonna stutter and you're gonna have awkward silences like, yeah, I know this, I know that, or you're probably not gonna say anything. You're just someone listening, but you're in the conversation like it's weird, right? Most of the time, stuttering happens when you don't really know what to say. Same thing with filler words. You don't know what to say. It's like a fill in the gap, right? So the way that you reduce the odds of that happening, you have to have a deep understanding. It doesn't have to be so deep. It doesn't have to be like general understanding of what topic it is you and your mates or classmates or you yourself are going to talk about, right? Again, I'm not stuttering because I know what I'm going to talk about. I'm talking about how to articulate your speech, how to talk better, how to be a better communicator. Bro, this is so crazy, bro. Like none of my friends would be like, how did you come out like this? How did you went from a retard in school to whatever this is on fucking YouTube? Mad. Wild. Right? But that's nothing. Gonna provide you boys with knowledge and shit, right? Again, all this is from learning from other people as well as my own experience. So yeah, you must have a deep understanding, right? Once you have a deep understanding of what it is you're going to talk about, you're going to practice. You're going to practice saying it out loud, but more than likely at around yourself. Like the way that I practice my communications, because I used to talk to myself, right? Just in this room, walk around, and basically any idea used to come in my head, I used to just say it out loud. And then I would also reflect on what it is I said, like, okay, how can I make this better, yada yada, what am I thinking, and yeah, right? This is also like if you're an introvert, that's just a nice way to do it. If you're an introvert and you really want to practice talking to other people, yeah, right? This is a simple way of just talk to yourself. I guess just talk to yourself. I mean, you do it in your own mind, so who's to say you're crazy? Huh? Right? Or maybe no one says you're crazy. I'm crazy. Right. More another fact. Another way you can improve your communication is learning words, so increasing your vocabulary. Any word that I hear, I try to Google it and then I try to memorize it. Like a recent word is dogmatic. Shit, what? Oh yeah, dogmatic means like you don't question certain principles, they're just true, right? They're just true. Like for example, laws of the universe, I don't know, you don't really question it, they're just true, they're just absolute, you know what I mean? So yeah, so there's increase your vocabulary, have a deep understanding of what it is. Oh, be open. Another one, be open to criticism and feedback, negative feedback as well. I don't know what is with people and giving negative feedback, but it is what it is, right? Fuck it. You're gonna have bad days, bad people, whatever. That's just how it is. Be open to critical feedback, being criticized, whatever, right? No, preferably don't do people this, because you're obviously gonna come off as an ass, but it's just how people treat you, right? I've met them, horrible people. We all are obviously gonna experience some shitty people, but it is what it is, right? Then just be open to being criticized and open to. I'm gonna step back so you can even see my hands moving, because I'm moving with my hands. I'm looking autistic as fuck because you're not even seeing my hands moving, right? Just be open to criticism and feedback, right? So, well, that just obviously helps you improve the way that you communicate, right? Opens your mind to, okay, someone says I've been doing this wrong, okay, let me see if I could improve that. But at the same time, you should, at a certain point, you should be confident. No, actually no, not too confident too, because if you're too confident, you have a big ego, and whenever someone tells you something, then you don't want to listen to them, and then you're thinking you're still doing the right way, when in fact that small little change could have made you even more successful. Okay, yeah, there's a bunch of shit you could do, right? All this is common sense. I mean, hopefully at one point it's common sense, but all right. What's another way? Ooh, I bet none of you all just do this. Compare. So I want you to remember the last good conversation that you had, right? Really good conversation, right? You were in a flow state, you were saying words fluently, no stutter, barely any stuttering to no stuttering, right? You were just on it. You were just speaking really, really well, right? I want you to imagine that moment, and then I want you to compare that moment to all of the bad moments where you don't talk as much, you stutter a lot, yada yada, all these differences, X, Y, Z, right? And I want you to list the differences. I don't want you to list the differences between what happened there versus what happened in the bad moments, right? So what did you do right in the good moment, right? List all the facts. Was it because you got good sleep? Did you drink enough water? were you in a good mood, right? All these little things do impact how you speak and how you are as a person, right? So that's another way. So try that, practice that, right? Because I used to do this, right? So I had a good moment. I was talking to this girl. Again, it's another girl talk crazy. Wow. I never even imagine. I would never imagine myself like this, but yeah. So I was talking to this girl. Awful. I think I told you guys this. I'm not sure, but anyways, I was in volunteer. Right, I was doing volunteer, and I was assigned with two other dudes. Right, so it was just three of us. We shoveling snow in the back of the place. And there was also this cute girl. It was this cute white girl. She's probably like, now keep in mind, I'm like probably five what? I mean, last time I checked I was 5'7", but it was like 2 years ago, so I'm not sure. I'm probably 5'8", 9", something like that. She was tall, right? She was like something like that, right? And shit. Okay, so she was assigned with kitchen duties. So every time I was passing, I would see her. And I was also talking to this other dude. I think his name was Jerome, right? Jerome, right? His name was Jerome. Jerome and I were talking, and he said, "Hey, this girl's kind of cute." Now again, strangers. Me and he, we were not friends. We are not friends at the time when we met, right? We didn't know each other. We were just two random dudes. I made the approach. Hey, bro, how's it doing? Like, I just like, I'd smile, I say stuff like, look at that, me and he talking like if we was best friends. We saying some weird ass shit. Right? I say, hey, check this one out. You like it? I say, yeah. Right? She was cute. Right? She was cute. Right? But what happened was, I started oh yeah, this is a bad moment, right? Yeah. And I kept stuttering and kept getting awkward and shy around her for some reason. And before, when I used to talk to other people, I wasn't, so I'm not sure what was going on here. But eventually, basically, the whole point is it didn't go well, right? I was stuttered, I was shy, and I said an awkward ass bye bye when I was passing her to like going home. I was like, and I reflect, I was like, what the fuck? That shit was awkward. That shit was terrible, fucking terrible. Good moments. Right, and I kind of realized from that it was because I was shy and I was always thinking this, or like over analyzing and shit. Maybe I didn't drink enough water. I can't even remember if I got good sleep. Again, that was like a while ago, right? But the point is, that's a very good way to improve your communication skills, right? These are like effective ways to improve your communication skills, guaranteed. Look at that, I'm not even stuttering. Well, I mean, I stutter like here and there in the video probably, but more than likely I'm not stuttering as much as you would probably see. I guess, yeah. Right? So what's another way? Trying to think of one. Again, the thing with doing scripts, no, sorry, when it comes to not doing scripts and trying to be your genuine self on the camera, you kind of tend to run into moments like these where if you have to recall past things that you've said, you probably won't remember. Or when it comes to giving more ideas, you have to take a minute to remember and gather your thoughts again. But yeah, right? Making sure I be myself with the camera, with you, the viewer. So I spoke about, oh shit, just like I said, shit. So I spoke about, when it comes to getting good communication, right? Increase vocabulary. Comparing good moments and bad moments when it comes to communication. What was the first one? I don't even remember what was the first one. Oh, have a deep understanding, right? Another way is... shit. Another way you can do to improve your communication. Is there another way right now? There's obviously way more, right? There's... oh, just like I've been doing it and I haven't even noticed it until now. Breathe. Two things actually come to mind, so I'll say it quick, right? And I'll just end the video off on those two things. One is breathe, right? You need oxygen to the brain. Because if you're not breathing right, if you don't breathe right and you're taking shallow breath, breaths. Don't forget why I'm trying to speak proper English. Got an accent, right? When you're speaking proper, when you breathe right, you are not in a okay. When you breathe shallow, you are in a mild fight or flight state where your brain just not gonna really process like proper sentences because you're not breathing right? What you wanna do? You wanna breathe into the belly, right? You wanna let the belly bloat out like a fat man, trust me. Right? All you have to do is breathe right? You make sure to breathe, right? And you're obviously not gonna go in public and be like you're obviously not gonna do that shit, right? Like obviously, right? But the thing is, you want to breathe. You want to make sure you breathe right? You take deep breath, deep breathing, right? You want to breathe deeply and slowly and calmly, right? You're not rushing it, right? Because what that does, it tells your body that you are safe and you trust me, you will see a huge difference when you are calm. When you are calm, you will speak so fucking fluently. Like a G, telling you. One time. Absolute cinema. I was gonna say something else, but cinema, right? You will communicate like a fucking G. Trust me. Breathing. I mean, yeah, everyone breathes, but they don't breathe right? Slow, not shallow, slow, deep breath, right? You want to make sure that you are calm because again, when you breathe shallow, you put yourself in a mild fight or flight state. And you're just really gonna come up with proper wording and proper sentences being formed in your brain and whatever, right? So make sure you breathe right. And the last one, it's like probably 5 points, probably 5 ways I just said how to fucking improve your communication, right? So the last one I want to say is I'm doing it right now. I want to make you guess what I'm doing. I just did it right now. What do you think I did? Alright, I'm gonna 5 seconds. I was letting my brain process my words, right? Okay, that came out wrong, right? A refined way of saying that is basically I did not let my mouth move faster than my brain, right? What I see is people tend to have their mouth move way faster than their thoughts, and so they end up, it's kind of like the brain now is trying to catch up with your mouth movement, but your mouth movement is already all the way out there. It's kind of hard, so you start to stutter like crazy, like ridiculous levels of stutter. Look, stuttering like a fucking machine gun, or wild. I'm telling you, dog, I've done this so many times. I've done this so many times in the past. It is so awkward when I look back at it. But again, you learn. And also I've seen it from a lot of other people, a lot of friends, right? But that's a very, again, that also goes with the breathing, right? You want to be calm. You're not rushing it, right? If you feel like you're taking a while to gather your thoughts, you could easily just tell the other person, let me think, or I'm thinking of an answer, or just give me a sec, right? Because it kind of eases the awkward silence, right? For example, if someone were to tell me, no, sorry, if someone were to ask me, what do I think of XYZ? I would take my time and come up with a good answer, right? A proper answer. And if I think that, okay, it's still taking me a little time, then I will just say, okay, just give me a sec, let me think. Sorry if it's taking a while, just, the brain's getting a little old, right? Get a little joke here and there, right? And just come up with the words, your own words, right? At your pace. And again, it might be really long. You might take a long fucking time to come up with a sentence, but that's fine. Because the more you practice, the better your brain becomes at forming a sentence, right? So basically, I have just given you 5 ways on how. I don't even know if it's 5. I wasn't even counting. This is the thing with running a script. No script. Sorry. This is the thing with not doing a script. Because here's my way of seeing it. This is like a bonus if you even watch this video till this point. It's like a bonus, right? Not doing a script is actually, I think, much more beneficial when it comes to real world skills. Because when you're reading a script, you're not gonna say the script for every person you meet. For example, like, let's say I'm gonna meet a client in real life or some shit. I don't know, business deal or whatever. Oh, I'm gonna like have a paper and like, I'm alright. Hello, sir. Thank you for reaching out to us. I am so like, you know, some robotic bomba clot, right? Robotic, bro. It's crazy. Right? It just so much. The more it just has such a better advantage when it comes to not talking with scripts, because you are your genuine self and you are more capable of, I guess, the life really, because again, scripts only work for a certain like on certain conditions, but like when you have the ability to just talk to anyone at any time, whatever, come up with shit just so without scripts, like I see that as a win. That's a better win, right? And I like to think long term, right? So long term, right? How is this gonna help me long term, right? Scripts not really gonna cut it. And again, I just sound robotic and fake as hell. I can't sound like the rest of these improvement videos. I don't really like to say self improvement videos. It's kind of cringy. I mean, yeah, I'm doing videos that pretty much fit into self improvement, but it just sounds cringy, you know. Hey guys, I'm a self improvement, bro. I'm 8. It just sounds cringy. So my way is just, I'm just gonna, I mean, my view is just me helping people, and when I help people, I get to help myself because it also pushes me to get better, and I give people better results and so on, right? But yeah, there's like ways on get your. Wait, did I even say the 6th step? Oh no, yeah, I did. Yeah, which was not doing a script, because when you don't practice scripting, you basically perform a lot better in the real world, right? So, with other than that, thank you for listening for 22 minutes and, well, almost 23 minutes, right? Have a good day. Take care. Bye bye.